We are the Gujarat Technological University. Since its inception over a decade ago, GTU has been empowering young and curating minds to realize their true potential. Over 4 lakh inspired students are enrolled with one of the premier academic universities in India. With more than 450 affiliated colleges in its fold operating across 5 zones of the state, GTU, the International Innovative University, your place to move forward.
Hello students, myself Monica Chauhan from NG Patel Polytechnic College, Bardoli. In previous lecture, we discussed about inbuilt mathematical and string function. Now in this lecture, we are going to discuss about introduction of ADO.NET, or we can say brief introduction about ADO.NET. So before moving on that, we all know that whenever you create any web or Windows application in .NET framework, maybe you come across a situation like you want to store your data permanently, right? For that, databases is an amazing choice. So in order to make the communication of your application built in .NET framework with the any database, we require some API, which means application program interface. And here ADO.NET is the core and the basic technology from .NET framework, which will provide you the way where your application will well enough to make the communication with any database. But before getting started with ADO.NET, we make sure that you have good knowledge of C# and TSQL. Now talk about ADO.NET. Basically, ADO.NET is a .NET Framework ADO that stands for ActiveX Data Object, which is core technology for database communication. Microsoft offers the ActiveX framework in which the data object of ActiveX were responsible for the database communication, since there is no object-oriented programming. So we have to work with the predefined object in order to do any operation. Now ADO.NET has the ability to separate data access mechanism, data manipulation mechanism, and data connectivity mechanism. So we can say that ADO.NET is a set of classes that allows application to read and write information in databases. ADO.NET can be used by any .NET languages. It is a concept, it is not a programming language, right? ADO.NET also introduced the concept of disconnected architecture. Before moving on that, first of all, how ADO.NET is work. So in this figure, there is 3 parts: .NET application, ADO.NET, and database or data source. When I talk about any database, there could be any data source, or that could be any database, or that could be any Access file or Excel file, right? But particularly when I talk about the database, there could be any database, like you may want to access the MS Access or SQL Server or Oracle or any other database. So Microsoft .NET framework provide you different provider for access the different database. For database communication, we should have some classes. For those classes, we should have some namespaces. System.data is the root namespaces for accessing your core namespaces. And here is the 4 namespaces: OLEDB, ODBC, SQL client, and Oracle client. You can choose your namespaces in order to perform any operation, right? So in this figure, we show that the .NET application, it would be a web application or it would be a desktop application, right? It directly connected with the ADO.NET to namespaces OLEDB through database. If you use OLEDB, if you want to connect with any database, then you can select OLEDB. If you can select ODBC, then you can accessing all type of database. If you select SQL client, then you can access only SQL server. If you can select Oracle client, then you can access only Oracle database, right? So basically ADO.NET is the intermediate between .NET application and database. Now next is objective of ADO.NET. The ADO.NET is include classes for connecting a database, submitting queries, manipulation of data, processing result. So ADO.NET is used for all types of operation. You can also use the ADO.NET as a robust disconnected data cache to work with offline in mode. Now there is different types of benefits of ADO.NET, or we can say advantages of ADO.NET. First is interoperability. So what is interoperability? Interoperability means XML is the format for transmitting data set across the network. So any component that can read the XML format can process data, right? Next one is maintainability. So when you replace a single tire with 2 tires or 2 tires with 3 tires, arrange for those tires to trade information. If the original application is implemented in ADO.NET using dataset, this transformation is made easier, right? Next one is programmability. In programmability, ADO.NET provides a very rich API which helps to provide developer to develop a program more quickly and with fewer mistakes, right? Next one is performance. ADO.NET provides fast execution of data over ADO.NET model. Next one is scalability. ADO.NET provides disconnected mode, so there is no problem of scalability. Unlike ADO.NET does not support locking concept. Next one is greater XML support. Next one is easier disconnected data access. Why easier disconnected data access is good for our application? Because in connected mode we make a connection to database every time to accessing data, right? But in disconnected mode we don't want any connection for accessing our database. Next is our advantage is more control over updates. So there are different types of advantages for ADO.NET. Now next is difference between ADO and ADO.NET. So basically ADO is a COM based library and ADO.NET is a CLR based library. Full form of COM is computer operating machine and full form of CLR is common language runtime, right? Now in ADO it require active connection every time, but in ADO.NET no connection are required, so it is also known as disconnected architecture, right? In ADO locking feature is available, but in ADO.NET locking feature is not available. Next is XML integration is not possible in ADO, but in ADO.NET XML integration is possible, right? With ADO we cannot send multiple transactions using single connection, but in ADO.NET we can send multiple transactions using a single connection, right? Now in ADO uses record set to store the data from the data source, but in ADO.NET it uses data set to store the data from the data source. So here is the basic difference between ADO and ADO.NET. Now moving on the next slide, which namespaces are used in ADO.NET. So there are different types of namespaces are available in ADO.NET. So our first root namespace is system.data. It contains the common classes for connecting, fetching data from database, and there are different classes are like a data table, data set and data view. Next one is system.data.sql client. It contains classes for connecting and fetching data from SQL Server database, and classes are used like SQL Data Adapter and SQL Data Reader. Next one is system.data.oracle client. It contains classes for connecting and fetching data from Oracle database, and classes are like as Oracle Data Adapter and Oracle Data Reader. Next one is system.data.oledb. It contains classes for connecting and fetching data from any database like MS Access database, Oracle, SQL Server, MySQL, etc. etc. Next one is system.data.odbc. It contains classes for connecting, fetching data from any open database connectivity. So here is the 4 different types of namespaces are available in ADO.NET. Next one is what is data provider. So data provider actually work as an intermediate between our application and database. It provides our data to application, and to get access from we can apply different types of query, update, select, insert, right? So what are the different data providers? So there are 4 types of different data provider are available. First is SQL Server. For that we can use namespaces system.data.sql client. Second one is OLEDB. For that we can use namespace as system.data.OLEDB. Next one is ODBC. For that namespaces is system.data.odbc. Last one is Oracle. For that the namespace is system.data.oracle client. Right. Now these namespaces are also categorized into 3 parts: disconnected, SAD, and data provide. The first one is disconnected. What is disconnected? This class provide basic structure of ADO.NET, include data table, data row, data constraint, etc. The object of these classes are capable of storing data without any dependency on specific data provider. Right. Next one is SAD. A set of base classes for data provide and SAD amount all of data provider, include data set, data row, data table, constraint, etc. And last one is data provide. These classes are meant to work with different data source, perform all database management operation for a specific database. For example, SQL client data provide works only with the SQL Server database. Same way, Oracle client data provide works only with Oracle Server database. Right. So here we complete the all about ADO.NET. In next lecture, we will discuss about architecture of ADO.NET